Hi, and welcome back to Friday Reflections with myself, Father Sean Loomis. It's very good to see you again, and today what I want to do is continue our discussion on the Creed. And the part that we were talking about and are going to talk about today refers to the church. Now, if you remember, 2 weeks ago, we had said that the church refers to God's holy people. God had fostered the church and built it and called it to itself. Okay, but there certainly is more that we can say. For example, the church has 4 characteristics. The first characteristic of the church is that the church is one. Now, when I say one, what I mean is that there are not many different groups of people of God. There's only one. So, for example, if you look at the scriptures, one of the letters of St. Paul, he said, there's one body, one faith. Also, you were called to share the one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God the Father, who is over all. So you can see it's not that there's many of these things, there's only one church. Now, someone might object and say, it really doesn't matter what religion you belong to, that's not what's important. But be careful, because that's not right. It's very important what your religion is and what church you belong to. Because we want to be part of God's holy people, and there's only one. So, that begs the question, what makes someone a member of God's church? Remember, that is baptism. Baptism and faith. So for us, we accept the Catholic faith, but that faith comes from the gospel. It's a faith that has been proclaimed all the way from apostolic times down to today, and nothing about it has changed. All right, we need to go forward. So the second characteristic of the church is that the church is holy. And she's holy because, first and foremost, Christ himself is holy, and he sacrificed his life for her to make her holy as well. But the church is also holy because he sends the Holy Spirit upon her to sanctify her. Now, that doesn't mean that every single person or member of the church is holy, because in reality, we're not holy yet. So when we say that the church is holy, first of all, we mean as well the saints in heaven, of whom God's work of sanctification is already completed, are holy. But for those of us Christians still here on earth, that work of holiness continues with the Holy Spirit, so that our holiness continues to grow through life until, in the end, God's work is completed in us and we see ourselves among the community of the saints. All right, the third characteristic of the church is that it's the Catholic Church. Now, when I say Catholic, I don't mean Catholic in the form of a denomination, because the word Catholic is actually a Greek word that means universal. So to say that we believe in one holy Catholic Church is to say we don't believe that God's holy people are identified by one specific area, but that it's all believers who exist throughout the entire world. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, what color you are, whether you're a man or a woman, short or tall, young or old. The church is universal. It's Catholic, so to speak, and contains all. All right. The fourth characteristic is that the church is apostolic. Now, when I say apostolic, what I mean is that first and foremost, the church's belief comes from the apostles. She didn't invent the faith, but she had received it from the apostles, handed down generation after generation, while not changing anything. Now, it also means that the priesthood is apostolic. And by that, what I mean is that Christ shared his priesthood with the 12 apostles, but then the 12 apostles shared that gift with other men who shared it with others and others and others and all the way down through time until today. So, for example, my priesthood, which is connected to Archbishop Shappy, who ordained me, actually through him goes all the way back to the time of the apostles, because he was ordained by a man before him and that man before him all the way back. So to say that the church is apostolic is to say our faith and our priesthood go all the way back to the time of the apostles. None of it has been changed, which really is amazing, right? I mean, if you think about it, that's the reason that I became Catholic. All right, anyway, I'll see you again in 2 weeks. God bless you.